best part. See, during the dry season, which is when we're down there, the lagoon is dry. It's this huge scans of land with no vegetation, and there's some cows and horses running free, but it's just, you can walk for miles. And it's just, it was so nice to have like this space we could go and like, you know, just, like see everything on the horizon, which was structure one. And this is pretty flat. And, you know, just I would go out there and practice monologues and sing songs, and, you know, late at night we go out there and sit in our lawn chairs and look at the stars and talk. And after work, after dinner, and after midnight, we'd go for walks. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I walked for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the stars came gloomy, the night winds whispered to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere or walking after midnight, searching for me. But we weren't the only ones in the lagoon. There were cattle poachers that would come out, steal and kill cattle, and Dr. Pyron said if they caught us catching us, they would kill us. So all of a sudden, walking in the lagoon wasn't so fun. I stopped to see a dying cattle, dying in the meadow. Maybe he's coming for me. And as the stars came gloomy, the night winds whispered to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just dreading he may be somewhere a driving after midnight, searching for me. Something we did not want to encounter. But it was okay because the cattle poachers didn't come into full swing until much later in our time at the dig. And so we got plenty of wonderful nights out in the lagoon. So we came down there to get artifacts, right? And that's what I think I want to share with you guys, is this archaeology thing. After I get some water. So, artifacts, excavation. We didn't know what we were doing. All of us, this is first time. They hand us trowels and picks, and we're just like, tell us what to do. So what you do is you take nails and string and you lay out where you're going to excavate. And that's decided by the graduate students. We don't know how to do that. just tell us where to dig. And then depending on the area, you take a pick, like, you know, huge thing, you just go for it, you know, because the ground is hard. But if you know that there are a lot of pottery in there, or you can see some coming out on the surface, then you use trowels or little wooden sticks or paint brushes, and, you know, it goes down. But like, a lot of it is picking, just because we got to get through a lot of dirt. Then you take all that dirt and you put it through a sift, which is just, you know, like a screen. Depends, there's small screens, there's big screens, depending on how big of artifacts you want to catch. And you just push the dirt through and you collect the artifacts and you put them in bags. And then it depends on the context, which is also decided by the graduate students of, like, you dig down an inch and then maybe the soil changes, or you hit a plaster floor, or it turned out that that was just a bunch of organic material on the top of the soil. So then you call that one context. And then later archaeologists go through all that and they say, well, we found this up higher, so maybe that means this. Like, the analysis is also something that we didn't really get to learn too much about. So after you have all your bags of artifacts from all the separate contexts, we take them down to the lab, where we wash them, and we dry them, and we count them, and we weigh them, and we label them, and we draw some of them, and we catalog them, and we put them bags and put them into the bodega. I loved the lab. Loved it. All that anality. And you get to see, and like, it's really cool because you get to see all the artifacts coming in from all the different excavations, and you get to wash it, and you get to see what everything is, and then at night we would bring artifacts to the kitchen, and at dinner we'd be like, look, we found this great granite grindstone, or we found this, you know, polychrome potsherd, which means like a piece of pottery that has multiple paint colors still left on it. I mean, whoa. Like 2,000-year-old pottery? I don't know anything that's better to find. But, and you know, in this lab, you know, you didn't really expect archaeology to be so anal, did you? Because it is. But it's okay, because in Belize and in life, I want heart, soul, and artifacts. And I always get what I want within reason. Whatever Naya wants, Naya gets. And little Naya wants you. Make up your mind to have no regrets. Recline yourself, resign yourself, you're through. I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul and artifacts is what I came for. Whatever Naya wants, Naya gets. Put down your pick, don't you know that you can't win? 'Cause you're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool, give in. So, we found kilograms and kilograms of potsherds, and lots of lithics made out of chert cobble. And we found faunal bone and human bone. We even found this tortoiseshell in fragments that was still in the ground in its dome shape. And we found other shells, and we found obsidian and jade, but my favorite was the great big conch. I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul and artifacts is what I came for. Whatever Naya wants, ooh, Naya gets. Put down your pick, don't you know that you can't win? 'Cause you're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool, give in. Don't you know you can't win?